Hello, good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. And today's top story, breaking news. Black Lives Matter activist Sasha Johnson. She is shot in London. She was shot in London, and she is reportedly in critical condition. So, as you saw here in the headlines, let's take a look here and let's get started. This is coming to us from The Guardian. Now, the statement said, "It is with great sadness that we inform you that our own Sasha Johnson has sustained a gunshot wound to her head. She is currently hospitalized and in critical condition. The incident happened in the early hours of this morning following numerous death threats," unquote. Now, good people, I remember her when all the Black Lives Matter started. And I was curious that Black Lives Matter had spread all the way to England. And I do remember some of her YouTube videos, if I'm not mistaken. She was getting the people to come together. So this is a tragedy here. And we're just going to hope that she pulls through. So let us continue. Let's quote here. "Sasha has always been actively fighting for people and the injustices that surround the Black community, as well as being both a member of Black Lives Matter and a member of taking the Initiatives Party Executive Leadership Committee. Sasha is also a mother of three, and a strong, powerful voice for our people and our community," unquote. Now, according to their website, the Taking the Initiative Party was established by a group of British people, some from working class backgrounds who felt, like many others across the country, that we have become politically homeless. Now, they aim to create in communities across the UK, and by doing this, they will put forward exceptional candidates who truly represent their communities and look like the society it leads, unquote. Their mission statement goes on to say that, quote, "see a government that is in the pocket of big business and looking after its own interests," unquote. They said that their views have put somewhat of a target on their backs. Yes, whenever you're outspoken as such, you really only become a target is when you grow too big or you become a threat. And it's probably most likely this is probably what happened with this young lady. We hope not. But it seems she was making some traction and headway here. So let's continue. The incident that took place on Sunday came after multiple death threats towards Johnson and the party, composed as a group of Oxford Brookes University graduates. And the party is described as a strong, powerful voice in the Black equal rights movement. Now, I spent time in England back in 2006, Oxford, actually, at the College of Lincoln. So I know exactly where she is, and I didn't know if this is true. I didn't know that they were Oxford Brookes University graduates. Outstanding. Now, this was, it gets interesting, good people. According to reports made by the Metropolitan Police, the 27-year-old woman was shot during a house party shortly before 3 a.m. Now, she's 27. Okay, and she's out late, and you don't want my theory, because personally I think it was someone close to her. What was the reason? I know there's an investigation we're going to talk about in a minute, but it's things that make you go, However, the police have no reason to think it was a targeted attack at this stage in the investigation. It sure doesn't seem that way. Well, it sure seems that way. It doesn't seem that way to them, but I do understand before they jump to conclusions, the investigation must be done. So, Detective Chief Inspector Jimmy Telly said, quote, "This was a shocking incident that has left a young woman with very serious injuries. Our thoughts are with her family, who are being provided with support at this terribly difficult time," unquote. And it also goes on to quote, "Finally, I recognize that this incident will have shocked those in the local community and further afield. I would ask people to avoid speculating as to the motive or the circumstances behind it," Telly continued. Well, she's a public figure, an activist. I'm pretty sure someone at the party knows who did this. If this was at a party, well, she was shot during a house party. So someone knows who did this, but they're not talking. Although Taylor told the press that detectives are making good progress, no arrests have been made so far. I bet. Okay. Wow. Well, I wish her a speedy recovery, and I hope she makes it through this. Now, I don't want to get started on those who done it and why, as I stated earlier, but it seems like some people want to see Black Lives Matter go bye-bye. All right, good people, sad to say, but that's it for today. And remember, if you have a bad day, like this tragedy that happened to Miss Johnson, consider yourself fortunate, and let's just pray that she's okay. This is your guy, Mr. Educated, Mr. Communicated, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like so that I can keep rocking on the mic. Have a good night.